Here we are with another Friday morning live, November 21st, 2025. I'm a little bit late. Time ran away from me. I thought it was a little bit earlier, so better late than never, I guess. Hope everybody's doing great in this wonderful, crazy world. We have lots happening around the world. The story keeps getting more and more interesting with all the war pig psychopath killers. They just can't stop themselves from killing. It's just they're addicted to killing, right? It's pretty sad, but psychopath killers. This is the world we live in, and we must be very careful as to what we keep in our minds 24/7. Cheers. Wonderful TNT. That's why time ran away with me. I started making some tea. I thought I had time, but wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so Christmas is coming upon us very quickly. We got another about a month before Christmas times hits us for the Christians who practice those festive seasons. But in Christian nations, like North America, we have holidays on these days, and we it's a great time for families to get together, friends. This is wonderful, especially growing up, we had continual and consistent family gatherings, and especially like Sundays, everything was closed. Growing up, there was nothing open, so it was family time, right? It was wonderful. Everybody would get together with their families, and that's the way it was. But there was people who didn't like that, and they kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And the government finally gave in to open up Sunday shopping, and the rest, as they say, is history. Family, that was the beginning of the end of destruction of family unit. So that was always the goal from the Luciferians, because family unit is of divine source. Go out and multiply. You need family to do that. In the proper moral way, having children, they need both parents As you can see, just go do research on statistics on single parenting and the disaster of children coming from single parent homes. Single parent, especially if the father's missing, there is a real disaster. And systems continuously promotes it as wonderful and good and so on and so forth. Everybody can believe whatever they want, but as we say in the realm of MFS, the proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. So we got to stay focused and in our fasting lifestyle. We must stay focused and focused and focused. And really allow the process, pay attention to the information that comes to us. Because we become an open avenue in our natural fasting state to the information. And straight open avenue to the divine source. We just have to allow the process and pay attention. Right? Allow the process and pay attention. That's all we need to do. We don't need to know about the minerals, the amino acids, the vitamins, and the fats, and all this nonsense stuff. We can let it all go. The body can make anything. And if you don't believe me, okay. Well, they say you need to eat, you can only get certain fats and whatever from the animal source. Where do the animals get it from? They get it from plants. It's absolute nonsense what people want to believe. It's just absolute nonsense. If the animal bodies can make it, you don't believe that our body can make it? The wonderful thing is our bodies can make it from the nothingness of the divine source. And that from that nothingness comes everything. All things come from the nothingness. So we just learn to get in our fasting state, drink the minimal amount of juice, take our TNT, take our plasma pudding, do our dry fast cycles, our daily, our weekly, our monthly, our season change, do our skin brushing, use our burn stick for real stagnant areas in the body, and helping the kidneys is really, really beautiful. Continuously keeping that energy flowing in especially in the kidney area. Kidneys. The kidneys is one of the most abused organs, I believe, in the human body. In this time of age of mankind, it takes a lot of punishment. So we must nurture those kidneys. Of course, the bowels. The bowels are right behind the kidneys. If the kidneys are suffering, the bowels are suffering, the digestive tract, right? Because we're filling up the digestive tract, and that leads to the kidneys. Excuse me one sec. So the kidneys are really the source of all our energy. Really source of all our energy. And we must nurture them. love them, forgive them. They do have their own free will, right? They do have their own free will. So, the spirit of the kidneys is of divine source as well, right? So if we allow the kidneys to do what they know what to do in their natural fasting state, we don't have to worry about it, do we? Because the information of divine source is what's going to guide them beautifully, perfectly, every time. And we don't have to have a care or worry in the world when we allow the process to take place. The process is so simple, so straightforward, and it's a place that we don't need to use the mind. We don't need to use the mind, except for keeping ourselves in that state and supporting that state. That's all we need to use the mind for. We don't need to know who, what, where, when, why. It's so simple. So simple. But the masses of the people are looking for all the flash and new AI and labels and this drama. This is what the masses are looking for. And if you don't believe me, just go scroll different pages and look at the most popular pages with all the flash and so on and so on. Especially the food pages. The drug pages are very popular as well, right? All the drugs, pharmaceuticals, street drugs, very, very highly popular these days. Sad but true. Sad but true. We are in very interesting times, to say the least, and let's embrace. If anybody's out there, any questions, now's a great time, or we'll call it a day. Continue to pray that for peace, balance, and correct conduct of divine source. We need to eradicate all this warmongering stuff around the world. It's happening in the Middle East and South America and in Africa and wherever else that I'm not aware of. And in our own homes, there's war. War is everywhere. It starts in our own homes. And that's why we allow the process to continue to take place all around us. Right? So we must really stay focused on divine peace, balance, correct conduct. There is no other alternative. We've emptied out all the other alternatives in the last thousands, of years, and they don't work. Right? They don't work. It just leads us to imbalance and pain, misery, and suffering. With that said, we'll call it another day. And we'll see you back on the page. See you back on Wednesday Facebook Live. Next call. Ciao for now.